Barbell Cycling. So the things we'll discuss today are applicable to both the snatch and the clean and jerk, the clean and press, right? So we're gonna really kind of hammer the snatch today, but just know that everything we do, the different drills, the different tips we have, and also like the common faults we're gonna look at, apply to both. So we use the snatch, but they really work for either one. So we're going to do some ability with the PVC pipe, get nice and loosened up. We're going to start from the board quick, and then we'll get some drills and practice and just kind of play around today a little bit. We'll look at everybody's lifts and just kind of see where we need some improvement, what looks good, what doesn't look good, and kind of go from there. Okay, so you can go back to your space. Of course, we look at this thing called the efficiency curve. I think that's called efficiency, right? Does that look right? If it's not, that's what I'm going to spell. Yeah, you can tell. All right. But we have this continuum of how fast we go in a workout, and how well we move. Okay? So think about like at a lifting competition when someone's doing a 1 rep max snatch with like a ton of weight in the bar, right? You have to have really good form to hit that weight one time, right? So their form is like top notch, super perfect. If there's 1 centimeter off, they might miss the lift and not make it, right? And then we have a workout like Fran, where we do thrusters like really fast for time, right? And probably they're not going to be the most beautiful thrusters, right? They might be a little bit to the side or too far back, whatever, but we're going really fast, right? And a lot of times what happens is that as our speed gets really fast, our form goes down, right? So we might be in a workout where we have a bunch of snatches, right? And as we get tired, the bar is getting in front of us, we're now chasing the bar, right? We're not even lock out the whole way overhead, our form is a little bit off. And today we want to find happy medium where we're moving well, but still with a good enough speed, because perfect form takes effort too, right? And if I'm doing Fran and I'm worried about perfect squat to press overhead, I want to be there for like 10 minutes, right? It's too long, and we're kind of missing the point of the workout. But at the same time, we don't want to go so fast where we're not doing quality reps, or we hurt ourselves, or something like that we don't want to have happen. So today's about finding the happy medium, right? How do we move well, cycling the barbell, but still go fast enough so I can finish my workout on time, the time I want to have, and be more efficient? That's kind of the goal that we're having today. Okay? So we'll look at some common faults first, things that we see whenever we go too fast, what might happen. And kind of go from there, okay? So you can go back to your space. We're going PVC pipe to start. And with the snatch, right, an important piece of that is just proper setup, okay? So we know that snatch, we have that wide grip, right? So we can go PVC pipe in the middle of our hip. You want to reach out towards the side. And we want to aim where that PVC pipe is right in our hip crease. That's the point we want to make contact with whenever we scoop that bar up overhead. Because the common fault we see a lot is we kind of miss that middle position, right? The bar gets in front of us, and now we're chasing it, and that's not good, okay? So, we're gonna work from the bottom up, and we're gonna look at our feet first, okay? Our feet should be in our normal squat stance, so that's gonna be shoulder width. Sometimes what happens is, whenever we have a heavier lift, we might see what we call like a starfish, where we're trying to get under that bar, and my feet go out really wide. But the problem is, when I want to cycle that barbell, when I come back down, I'm either way too out of my feet, I'm in a compromised position, I'm not in a good spot, right? So, 2 things you want to see. Number 1 is you want to get used to catching the barbell in our normal squat stance, and my feet are still under my shoulders. Or, if I get tired of the workout, and I end up starfishing a little bit, when I reset overhead, I want to bring my feet back in before I come back down to my waist. Does that make sense? Right? You don't want to waste time at the bottom where I'm now here, now my feet are wide, I got to stop, reset, and then we see problems. Okay? So, what we're going to do to start is you're going to have either your left or your right foot be close to a perpendicular line to your body. That's going to be your kind of starting point. Okay? And we're going to work on snatches where our foot should not go past that line, either on the left side or the right side, right? So our goal is to start and finish near, maybe not perfectly on the same spot, but near our starting spot, so that when we come back down, our feet are in the same spot on the second bar. Okay? So what we're going to work on is we're going to do 3 power snatches. So from big shin, my chest is tall. I'm going to scoop that bar up overhead. I'm going to snatch, and all I'm worried about is where my feet are whenever I end up, right? And before I put the barbell back down to my waist or my mid-shin, when I reset, I want my foot to go back on this side of that line. Right? So sometimes you have to jump out a little bit, get that bar overhead. I'm going to look down, I'm going to reset, and then go back to my first side. Snatch, check, and then come back in. Okay? Do that 3 times. So don't worry about perfect form right now, just worry about your feet. We're going to start from there. Okay? So get overhead, check your feet, reset if you need to, and then we come back in. So now it's the same thing, we use the barbell. And when we find too is that whenever we add weight, and weight gets heavier, our might look a little bit different. Okay, so same thing, make sure when we go overhead, I want to pause, check my feet first, reset, and then come back down to my waist. I don't want to go overhead, come here, and then look. Right? We should be overhead, bring your foot back in, and then just quick, back down to mid-shin. We're going to do 3 more now with the barbell. Go ahead. The barbell, and then we're going to go lightweight, right? So a weight that feels pretty light overhead still. So right now, we want them to be big plates though, so we know how far to go whenever we tap and go for our reps. So either go no heavier than 10s or 15s, load your barbell, and I'll do the same thing. Let's go 3 power snatches. Now with weight on the bar, 1 more overhead, check your feet, reset, and then from there, go back down. Now it's a little bit of weight. So you can throw 10s, 15s on, do 3 more of that same move. Base is off, kind of our whole lift is off, right? So we want to start with that firm foundation to kind of build up from. If our feet are good, chances are the rest of our body is going to be in a better position than we would if we were too wide and too narrow. Okay, so kind of start there. The second piece is just the concept of breathing, right? We want to do this in a workout, so if we're not breathing properly, chances are we might get too fatigued, or we don't want to do some money if we're holding our breath the whole time, right? We don't want to get blue in the face. So the process of breathing properly with the barbell is really important too. Okay? So the reason we pause overhead and we touch our feet is that we want to feel comfortable and confident in that overhead position. Because the cycle of the barbell, we're going to hold there for a second, and actually, as the bar comes down, we're going to breathe out, and then breathe back in at the bottom. So think about like a squat. Normally we breathe to the top, right? And we hold, breathe out at the top, right? So it's kind of the reverse of the cycle of the barbell, is that we want to breathe in the top. On the way down, we're going to breathe out, and then reset at the bottom. We want to set up for that big pull and brace there, but the downward part should be easier because gravity's going to work the barbell back down. So that's when we want to breathe out in our cycling movement. Okay, so now we're going to work on just simple breathing. So again, not hammering form, we just want to feel confident overhead and work on our breathing. Okay? So we're going to go back to our PVC pipe, no weight. And we'll do 3 again. So again, the sequence is we set up, you have your big breath with breaks, right? We lift overhead. On the way back down, we're going to breathe out. And then reset at the bottom. And we're just going to work on that sequence of big breath, hold, and breathe out on the way back in. Okay? So we'll just work on 5 of those. Big breath in, overhead, breathe out on the way down, and then reset and do it again at the bottom. And again, that practice of this rhythm, this sequence, when the body is heavier in workout, we keep our breathing down, we keep our heart rate down, we move better, and don't stop. It's going to be a lot of weights on, weight off. I apologize for that. But go ahead, you can take your weights off. Now we'll do empty bar. Big breath in. You hold, overhead, breathe out the way back down, reset with that big breath in at the bottom. Go ahead and try 3 to 5. those two things are off, everything else is going to be off because we're going to be out of position with our feet, we're breathing too heavy, and we're not making sense. Okay, so you got to kind of have those two down pretty solid to kind of move forward. What we're going to go to next, which is moving our body around the bar, right? And we want the bar to be straight up and down. We want to manipulate ourselves around it to keep that bar on a straight path the entire time. Okay, so that's kind of the basis. Now we're going to kind of keep building up from there. So we know that on the way up in our snatch and our clean and press, we want the bar to be straight. Okay? On the way up, but also really important on the way down too. And the big fault that we see whenever we cycle snatches is from here to here. The bar's coming in front of us and crashing. And now I'm going to pause on my waist to reset and then come back down. Right? What it should be is coming straight down to my chest, to my waist, and then back into the ground, right? So you might have to move your body back a little bit to allow space for that bar to move straight up and down versus out in front of me, crashing, and then resetting. Right? So we're going to work on just the top piece of that. So back to the seat plate. And all we're going to work on is from overhead position back down to our wrist. Okay? So whenever I'm here and I reset, what I want to do is I want to have a very slight lean back with my upper chest to allow that bar to move in front of me. And my goal is to get my elbows back over that PVC pipe as quick as possible. Because the longer they're in front of me, I'm going to have that crash here, and I don't want that, right? Think about a strict press. When I come back down, when I have a little lean back, elbows come down, and I'm here. It's the same thing, but now we're just in a wider grip. And when we get to our chest, elbows come back above that bar, and now I'm here. So it's almost like a little like a hop backwards. So a little lean back, elbows come up, and I meet at my waist. And let's work on that. So here, a little lean back, elbows come tall, and over the bar. Okay? Go ahead and try just a couple of those. When I was going to hold a wall in front of you, you shouldn't touch the piece stuck in front of you, right? It should be super close, coming down, and then down to your waist. And again, the faster you get your elbows back over the PVC pipe of the bar, the more smooth it's going to be. Okay. So now, take your weights off the top of the bar. Again, when the heavier weight comes out, what do we call? Alright, good. So I know we're kind of rolling pretty quick. Does anybody have any questions so far? Things we see that you have questions about? Make sense so far? If you need some water, grab some water. So now, we're going to work on, again, a reverse press. But now we want to start setting up for our next lift on the way down. Right? And again, when it comes to cycling, another fault that we see is we pause at the waist. Right? So think about like a deadlift. And whenever we deadlift to our waist, we go right back down to the floor. Right? So when it comes to comparing that to a snatch, right? Whenever we pause at our waist and then go back down, it's similar to like doing a deadlift, pausing here and then going back down, right? So it's way more difficult. We're holding the barbell at our waist now, taxing our grip a little bit, and it's just more time and attention. We don't want that, right? We want the bar to be on the ground or overhead. We don't want to have it pausing somewhere in the middle. We don't have to. So the next step is moving from overhead and getting back down to the ground quickly, efficiently, with no pause. Okay? And for this one, this is like a kicker for a lot of people. It's tough. It takes a lot of positioning, so we're going to take it for a little bit. Let's go back to the PVC pipe. And one cue that will hopefully help a little bit is that whenever you go back into your hang position, right, we get to our waist, we don't want to stop here though. Okay? So the goal is to, when I come down and do my reverse press, I want to get those hips back, and that way the bar can kind of graze the legs on the way down. I can kind of skip my waist, and then from there I go right back down to my legs. I'm set up, I look pretty good, now I can go right back into my next lift. So the difference is this, I'll do 3 of each. What we don't want to see is this, we go overhead, we pause, get to our waist, and now I can go back down, right? We don't want to have that pause here, because I'm waiting, holding the bar, taxing my grip, not good fit. What we want to see is this. Come up, reverse press, and I'm right back down. So it's still touching my waist, still getting back to that midline position, but I'm not pausing there, and I'm in a good enough spot where I can lower back down to my shins pretty quickly. Okay. So the way we do that is from here to here, I want to get my hips back, right? So I'm forward with my hips, what's going to happen is my knees get in the way, right? Now I can't, now I'm going to put it in, I don't want to have that happen. So, reverse press, come down, hips go back, I lower, and I'm right back down to my midship, okay? So, go ahead, PVC pipe, not worried about the super good overhead position. On the way back down, we're worried about, let's do 5 of those cycling snatches with no pause in our waist. Go ahead and try it. Now this time, keep stuck again. Let's combine two with this dib though, right? We don't want to do this. In front of me, and then down. What was the problem? Too far in front. Okay. So I come up, reverse press. Keep it slow. Think about it slow, slow, slow. I get to here, and then go back down. You don't have to rush it. It's like super light. Like, you know, slow, here, and then back down. When I get better at it, it's going to be quicker. And I can cycle that bar a lot better. But go slow, okay? Reverse press. Fast elbows, back on the mission. Let's do 5 more, just keep your seat flat. Keep that bar close on the way down. Good. Nice, Mark, there you go. Perfect, that's a lot better, that's good. Let's take weights off, let's try a barbell. Okay, again, let's go into the second session, your next one. My hips are back, my hips are low, back to my mitts again, that's pretty good. So Bernie had a great question, should we be using hook grip? Anytime we cycle the bar, or even just do a single lift, the answer is yes. When I first started weightlifting, I was like, you don't need hook grip. I can do a bunch of things, you don't need that, and it makes a big difference. My lifts went up, both in weight, and also it's still uncomfortable too, because it saves your grip big time, right? So the pressure of having to have your thumb be around this way, now we only have our thumb to hold it in, right? And it's just one finger. Where you have your thumb beneath, now we have our index and middle on top of that. Now we have the strength of 2 fingers versus 1. So it keeps a stronger grip, but it keeps your arm loose too. And part of being smooth in barbell cycling is having relaxed arms, right? If we're so focused on just holding onto the barbell, we're gonna be tense. Tense means that we're kind of rigid here to here versus being smooth, or to kind of flow from top to bottom. So one, it helps to tape your thumbs. I always tape them to keep my thumbs protected just from the knurling of the barbell and not scraping them. But 2, here's a little bit of extra grip too. It helps a lot. So if you're not using hook grip, try it. When I ever got used to using, because my skin here was getting in the way and I couldn't get my thumb the whole way around, whenever I drive, I hook up my wheel, and it helps me to kind of break it in a little bit, so you can try that. But it takes time, it takes being comfortable with it, but it is a big help. It's a big game changer that I would definitely recommend if you don't do it. Give it a shot, okay? Any questions so far? We're looking really good. We're already seeing some improvements. And again, it takes time, it takes practice and lots of reps, but the more comfortable you feel with your feet, your breathing, not just in that middle part, that's really good. So everybody feeling pretty good so far? Cool. All right. Grab some water. Let me take my notes really quick. We'll see where we're going from here. We've got about 20 minutes and we'll keep practicing. All right? All right, guys. So with the last 20 minutes, again, a lot of the principles we use in the snatch, they apply to the clean and press and clean and jerk. So we're going to go down a little bit. And with the clean and press, it's a lot more tempting. Sometimes you kind of have to if the weight's heavier in a workout, but it's tempting to want to go to here and pause the shoulder because it's more comfortable, right? We would never pause there in a snatch, right? But it's similar to pausing from here to your waist. So let's go back to the seat plank, talk a little bit about the clean and jerk. and keep moving with the band. So again, if we can, try, it's a little bit tougher with these legs, a little bit thicker, but we can go hook grip here. Try that out. So, we're going to work with the hang to start, and all we're going to do, just to kind of get our body moving a little bit, let's just do 5 hang, clean, and push and press. And go that little dip, go to your shoulder, and then right up overhead. If you want to pause the shoulder, you can, and just go back down to waist. So waist, up to overhead, just do 5 of those. Go ahead. Yeah, maybe your shoulders and then press overhead. So, a big thing with cycling the clean and jerk, going from here to overhead, is making our catch of our clean the same dip as our press overhead. I don't want to have to clean my shoulders and then reset, and from there do my dip, drive overhead. So again, our positioning with that is key. Number 1 is our feet. We don't want to go too wild with our feet, so it's the same thing with our snatch. But I want to be able to have my catch be low enough where I get enough of my dip to have enough power for my legs with the bar moving up overhead into my push press or into my push jerk. So now, you can see try 5 of those. You can go slow if you have to, but little dip, get your elbows nice and tall on your catch, and then from there, drive right up into our press overhead. Let's just keep it with a push press, no push jerk yet. So 5 times, we're gonna scoop, dip, and then go right into our press overhead. Try 5 of those. Making that dip from our catch the same dip into our press. Alright, let's take weights off the bar. Let's go and keep barbell. Okay? Again, what we see here is either having our chest be too far forward, or not getting our elbows low enough, and our catch is allowing us to stay with to press into. So, when we go to our barbell, that's our 2 focus points. Am my elbows tall enough? Is my chest tall enough to not feel like I have to press that bar in front of me, right? I'm getting low enough in my dip, and my elbows are tall enough where I'm comfortable to go right into my press. Right? So let's try 5 of those. Clean the shoulders, same dip, go right up overhead. Now, we're going to work on the way back down. So no weights yet. If we can, we want to get back down to our waist without a pause at the shoulder. So it's the same thing as a snatch, right? We don't pause our snatch, we don't pause our shoulders. So, the same principles apply. I'm overhead, okay? I want that slight lean back, and then from there, I have to get my elbows back over the bar quickly to keep that bar close and get back onto my waist. What I don't want to have happen is this. I reverse press, elbows in front of me, and now I crash. Okay? So the difference is here. You get overhead, quick, little hop back, and right back at my waist. Okay? So if you need to this time to get overhead, don't worry about the cycling of the dip being the same as your push press dip. Let's just get overhead, work on the descent. So all we're doing is here, control, and back down. Control, 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 and back down. Try with the barbell first. Nice, very good. All right, so now, we marry the two together. And we make our dip the same as our catch to our clean, and we skip our shoulder going back in. Okay? So, difference is here. I don't want to see this. I don't want to go here, have to reset, and then back down to my shoulders here. It should be up and down, 2 fluid motions. So it's up, dip, press, and then skip the shoulders on the way back in. Skip the shoulders on the way back in. Okay, go ahead, try the bar. A little bit of weight kind of helps you feel it better. You don't need to go back, you just want to go smooth, right? You got to go down again a little bit. Brush skip that middle approach. Take a step up, that feels pretty good. Let's grab a little bit of weight. Put the plates on, same deal. Let's just work from our waist for now. Do you mind if we use you as a demo? Do you mind doing 3 more? Guys, when D resets, I want you to launch out fast. So I want you to get back over the bar. Take a quick snap, and that allows you to keep the bar really close and get back to our waist in a good spot for your next one. Down.
Ow, my hip is in the face.
So now you're keeping close. You see how fast you reset your elbows, right? That's like super efficient. Star model athlete, right? But again, that just takes time to practice. And again, as we keep the bar closer, the ability to do that becomes a lot easier. But the main thing is keeping the bar close. And I guess if one of us or elbows having to chase the bar, that can't happen quickly and it can't happen efficiently. So that's really the key there. All right. The last building block is now we want to go from ground up to overhead and then back down to ground. So we're going to work on the power clean and press not just the hand clean. Okay. So let's go back to the PVC pipe. So this is very similar to our snatch. Now we're just kind of in this narrower clean. So we did our snatch, we were overhead, and the goal was to get that slight lean back. Elbows lift the bar quickly, that little hop, my hips go back, and now I'm back down to mid-shin. It's the exact same sequence, but now this my grip is more narrow. So I'm here, reverse press, elbows come quick, my hips are back, I'm going to skip the waist and go back down to mid-shin, my hips are low, I feel good, and I'm ready for my next rep. So the difference is here, I don't want to have that pause in my waist and then go back down. Right? I want to make it one smooth motion. So I'm here, hips to press, and when I come back down, fast elbows, hips back, and I skip that middle part right back down to 4. So PVC pipe, let's try 3 to 5 of those. Keep it close on the way up, keep it close on the way down, and skip that middle part as you waist. Again, the fast elbows are really kind of the key points of that, right? Let's go weights off the bar. Let's try to do it. If you can take a second, you can't do all three together. The dip, the shoulder skip, and the hip skip, that's fine. But try to vary those three as best you can. Okay? You got to slow it down, that's fine. Again, rush it, move well and be efficient. Slow down your reverse press from here to here, and then go quick. Do that, right? So put on the punches that are tricky, and then move fast when you feel good. Right? Again, try 3 to 5 of those with empty barbell. As you're doing this, and if you don't like bump your knee once or twice, try not to do something right. Try not to, right? It's going to happen. Okay, you're going to bump your knee every now and again, so you know you keep it close. It's going to happen. But don't worry about that, right? We're all going to mess up. That's totally fine. Just part of practicing and working the barbell. The last thing we'll do is if you feel good, let's try to marry that together with a little bit of weight. That way we know how far to go to. Tap those plates, put them on the ground, and we tap, and you come right back up. And be able to do breaks in like 59 seconds.